too easy. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT. I knew it. I'm glad I picked Jon Bones Jones. I'm glad I switched my pick originally. I thought of picking Ciryl Gane based off all those factors I said. Jon hasn't fought in heavyweight before. He's had so much time away from the octagon. What if he's past his prime? What if Ciryl's a bad matchup because he's the same height as Jon and a better striker? And what if his takedown defense is improved? Jon killed all the narratives, okay? He is that nigga. He is that guy, okay? I said, you can't take him out. He is different. He is not the same. You are you and he is him. I quoted that in my prediction video, and that's why I didn't predict against Jon Jones, because it is Jon Jones. He smoked Ciryl Gane. Now, I didn't see a lot of what happened in the fight because the stream cut out and stuff like that, so I missed the first half of the first round, but I saw the part where Jon took a nut shot. There was a bit of a pause, but then the action continued, and Jon Jones easily took Ciryl Gane to the ground. Gane was working his way back up. I'm like, okay, Jon's probably just going to win this round through control, holding Ciryl Gane down. But immediately Jon Jones got that neck. And I'm like, okay. And Ciryl Gane just instantly tapped. I mean, to do Gane easy like that. I mean, Ciryl Gane is a tough guy. Like, Gane is a really good fighter. Francis Ngannou couldn't do that to Ciryl Gane. He just threw him around and laid on top of him. That's all he did. Wrestled him to a decision. Jon Jones folded that boy inside one round. He subbed that Frenchman in one round. First round submission. There's now a case, there's now an argument that Jon Jones would have finished Ngannou. I do think he would have beaten Ngannou. I do think that he would have survived the first couple of rounds against Ngannou, wore him out with takedown attempts. Ngannou would gas out, all that big muscle would tire him out, and then Jon Jones would submit him in the third round. Jon definitely beats Ngannou. Jon Jones is the best in the world, and he made history. Former UFC light heavyweight champion, now current UFC heavyweight champion. I think he made the move at the right time. You know, Jon Bones Jones, he needed to make his mark for 10 years. He needed that decade to make his mark in the 205 division first, before calling it a career at light heavyweight and moving on and going up to heavyweight. You know, because Jon Jones, if he would have moved up back then, I don't think he would have been as committed to heavyweight. He probably would have came up undersized. So I'm glad that, you know, he took his time and made his decision to full on commit to this weight class by putting on muscle mass, building up to this move for like a few years to get adjusted physically to heavyweight. And now he is a full-on heavyweight. Him and light heavyweight, that's of the past. Now it's the heavyweight division. And I don't really see who can beat Jon Bones Jones at heavyweight. Stipe Miocic is next. Jon Jones is going to kill Stipe Miocic. Jon Jones is going to handily win. Jon Jones will destroy Miocic. Jon Jones is going to pick Stipe apart, keep him at range with kicks, with that longer reach. Stipe is not going to be able to get into boxing range. And at one point or another, Jon Jones will probably get him down, although Miocic is a very good wrestler himself. So he's not going to be as easy to take down as Ciryl Gane was. I think Jon could eventually work his way into a takedown, but if not, Jon Jones will just pick Stipe apart in the feet. Miocic is very hittable, and I don't see Miocic being able to get into range to touch Jon Bones Jones. Jon Jones is still in his prime. He's still in his prime, okay? Those excuses were proven right about the Reyes and Santos performances. He was just bored. Jon Jones was just bored against those guys because I don't blame him. Jon Jones lost motivation because it's like, okay, he had that rivalry with DC, he put it behind him. And then he put the Gus rivalry behind him. Those were the fights that got him out of bed, that got him excited at 205. And then after that, Anthony Smith, you know, bloated up middleweight. Thiago Santos, bloated up middleweight. Dominic Reyes, I mean, not much to get excited about those matchups. Nothing to gain. So Jon didn't really, I don't know. Jon just wasn't himself in those fights. But Jon, with a new thing to fear, with something else to chase, a different motivation, brought the best out of Jon Bones Jones. Now this fight went the opposite of what I thought, because I did say that it was going to be longer. It was going to be a tough fight. I thought Gane was going to handily win round 1, and it was going to go into round 2. I thought John was going to need a couple of rounds to get warmed up before fully settling into the fight and taking over. John just did it in the first round. That is amazing. That is amazing. I feel bad for Gane, man. I mean, he may as well go down as one of the best ever to never win a UFC title, but who knows? Ciryl Gane still has time. But I do believe this second title shot was too soon. I think it should have been Stipe, or it should have been Curtis Blades, man. I think Gane still had a lot to improve on from that Ngannou fight. You know, Francis Ngannou, after his first title fight, he took 3 years to work his way back to that point. You know, I feel like Gane, he needed another few years before getting that second chance. It was too soon against the GOAT. He just was not ready. So it is what it is. Maybe he'll be champion someday, but at the moment, not now. And the night belongs to John Bones Jones. And International Fight Week, Johnny Bones is going to whoop Stipe Miocic's sorry ass, and he is going to retire that man. And then he's going to fight the winner of Sergey Pavlovich versus Curtis Razor Blades. Things are going to get real interesting right now. If you would have told me a year ago that John Jones would be the heavyweight champion, I'd be like, I don't know, man. At the time, I thought Ngannou would for sure destroy him. I thought he would lose to a guy like Gane, but hindsight is a crazy, crazy thing, man. It's been a good night. I had a 5-0 clean sweep. Didn't get a single fight wrong on this main card. Even the prelims, I got them right. I didn't really do a pick for like Marquez or Ribas, but, you know, I predicted Cody. I predicted Brunson would lose and he's probably going to retire. I knew Dreykus was going to knock him out. So it's been a good night for DJC Combat. I'm holding my head high and proudly wearing my crown because I truly do deserve it. With that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Hit that subscribe button and good night.